back to boosting our budgets with cost-effective family meals on today's Afternoon Express Masterclass with me, Balisa Tembe. Miss World 2014, Rolene Strauss and her hubby Daniel are in our kitchen to whip up flapjacks with cheesy corn and a bacon topping, a spiced vegetable biryani and burgers made with beef rice patties served with a delicious monkey gland sauce. Now, if you want any of these recipes, just head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Joining us in the loft this evening is power couple Daniel and Rolene Strauss, who are here to tell us all about their powerful breakthrough intensive seminars if you're looking for major change in your life. Welcome back to the loft, you two.
Thank you very much. It's so good to be here.
Yes, thank you.
Now, I think there's just so much to catch up with you guys on. So let me just take it from the top. I mean, Rolene, the last time you were here was 2019, I believe. I mean, since then, we've gone through and currently still in a global pandemic. We're also just, being able to get motivated and inspired in different ways. It's just getting harder and harder. And you've been able to keep your eye on the prize, especially when it comes to your fitness journey. So can you tell us about all of that and how you were handling it all in a pandemic?
I think the most important thing when it comes to a pandemic or any difficult situation is to know what your life purpose is and what you want to achieve in life. Because otherwise, you're just running around without any direction. And Danielle has a very beautiful way of sharing why it's so important to know what your life purpose is. But for me, it was to make sure that I reach my full potential through the work that I do, through being a mom, through my fitness, through my health. And that's what kept me going during the lockdown and the pandemic. And that helped me regain my fitness back after baby number 2.
Wow. I think so many of us can identify with that because it is not easy being able to keep that eye on the prize and also be consistent, especially when the days are cold and, it seems like there's so much negativity around us. But I can only imagine having an equal partner in the game, in this life, also just helps tremendously. I mean, Daniel, in the beginning of this year, it saw you publishing by yourself your book. I just want to talk about it. It's called Billionaire Mindset. I mean, tell me about it. What motivated you to write this book, and what do you hope it achieves?
So I found through my journey that South Africa is between 20 and 30 years behind the rest of the world when it comes to the mindset of growing small companies and also in funding them. So I hope to achieve a critical mass of entrepreneurs who really understand how to grow businesses exponentially, and that's the only way how we're really going to solve unemployment and get the economy back on track. We can't go to banks for financing anymore. We have to understand equity funding, strengthening the balance sheets, and that's what I really hope to achieve through the publishing of the book.
And I think that is what makes your purpose so much more powerful than just, being able to feed the economy. You're also feeding people's minds. And I think that that's something that is priceless at the end of the day. I mean, individually, you both have just achieved absolute excellence. Together, you've also achieved the same excellence. But now you're taking it a step further with your breakthrough intensive seminar. So tell us all about it. Start from the beginning.
When it comes to change in life, we all feel like change can't happen in an instant. But we believe that change can happen in an instant. Once you have that breakthrough, once you make that decision to change happens in that instant. And we've been so privileged to have intensive breakthroughs in our life. Me, when it comes to my life purpose and deciding not to follow medicine and not doing medicine and doing something else. And Daniel had amazing breakthroughs when it comes to business and mindsets in his life. And we just knew that it's time to send the lift back down and make sure that we create the opportunities for other people to also go through breakthroughs and make sure that they are on the right track in their lives. So we believe that it's not necessarily important to know all of the steps to take. It's important to know what's the right step to take right now. And that's what the Breakthrough Intensive is all about, helping you, whether you are male or women or couples, to create that environment where you might be able to have an amazing breakthrough in any area of your life, business or mindset or health, that could take you to the next level personally.
I think that this is what so many people are overlooking when it comes to that complete complete package. Wellness is not only just about health, it's not only about getting your mind right, but it's about how all these things are being able to be used interchangeably, constantly, being able to show up as your best self in the world. And you're doing exactly that, Rolene. You've also got these online courses, and I love the theme that you keep bringing up: life purpose, self-confidence. Why is that such an important aspect for you, especially now as we have officially left Women's Month?
If you think of yourself as a ship heading somewhere, if you're not exactly sure exactly what those coordinates are, you might not even get out of the harbor. And if you think about moving forward in life, if you're off just a few degrees in the first year or second year or third year, it might not necessarily matter. But in 10 years from now, you're going to end up at a completely different destination. So it's so important to have that life purpose. And if you have your life purpose, to have the confidence to actually follow through and to actually do that. So those are some of the topics that I'll be discussing in the Breakthrough Intensive seminar, where Danielle will be all about business and finance and the billionaire mindset.
But it's still linked. You know, I'm really conscious of risk on a constant basis because we're in business and in investment. So what is risk? Risk is the influence of uncertainty on an objective. So if you don't even know what your objective is, that is the biggest risk that you can take. So actually everything is interconnected in some way.
It's so true when they say, you know, think of yourself 5 years from now. The person you are is not going to be afraid or thinking twice about how long it took. They're just going to be happy that you started. So it's all about taking that first step, setting out those GPS coordinates and being able to get there. Now, getting there is also a very difficult journey sometimes. It takes a lot of confronting yourself. So, Daniel, I have to ask, is there anything, what did happen in your life for you to decide now is the time? Let me share this knowledge with everyone else.
So my journey was a strange one. I actually studied industrial engineering, and then I got an MBA. And then I got to a point in my life in 2008, I couldn't even find a job. So I couldn't find a job at all. And then fast forward a little bit, I was blessed to find a mentor from Southeast Asia who was willing to take me under his wing. For 4 years, I traveled the world with him, and he taught me exactly how to invest in companies, how to grow them, how to do everything. And then I went and I applied it, and it worked. So now I feel like, okay, so someone shared the knowledge with me. I applied it, I tested it, tried and tested it, and now I'm ready to actually share this with as many people as possible. We don't have competition in the world. We can actually, if we all work together, it's easier to actually get to our destination, and that's why we're ready to share this now. We tried and tested everything.
You know, I'm just loving the analogies that are coming out of this conversation. Number one, making sure that the elevator goes back down for the next generation to come up. And secondly, collaboration over competition. I think so many people overlook that in their journey. So let's get to your seminars. You spoke about your seminars being very immersive and just like mind, body, soul experience. So can you tell us all about it, the dates that they're going to take place, and where our viewers can get the tickets from?
So we, at the moment, it's a 2-series seminar where we have 2 seminars planned. The one is in the Western Cape on the 24th and 25th of September at Landsrak Wine Estate in Stellenbosch, and the other one is Gauteng on the 22nd and 23rd of October at the Hilton Hotel in Sandton. So, like you've mentioned, it's a very immersive experience. We have a recipe that works, a recipe that includes from doing exercises, from watching videos, from listening. It's a very immersive experience that you can expect, and then hopefully creating that environment where the possibility of a breakthrough is increased for you in your life. So at the end of the 2 days, our goal is to help you get a massive breakthrough in your life that helps you to take the next step forward.
Amen. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited. I definitely am going to make sure that I get myself a ticket. I'm in Stellenbosch. I believe you're going to be very much something that all of our viewers should be looking out for. Now, find your purpose with Rolene and Daniel Strauss's Breakthrough Intensive Seminar. The first event is taking place at the Lanzerac Wine Estate in Stellenbosch on the 24th and the 25th of September, with the second being held at the Hilton Hotel in Sandton, Johannesburg on the 22nd and the 23rd of October. The tickets are available at itickets.co.za. Now on social media, we have not forgotten about you. This is our question for today. If you're given 200 Rand to cook up a dish for your family, what would you be making? Remember to use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Now, flapjacks are a treat when made sweet. But when we return, we're going to savor the flavor with a cheesy corn and bacon topping. Yummy. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Rolene, as the ladies in the kitchen, how does it feel seeing Mr. Man there with an apron on?
It's the first time in my life that I've seen him with an apron, and probably the last, unless we come visit again.
I mean, you cannot. This can't be the last time.
But he does look like Superman in the apron.
I won't lie. Now, you might be wondering why we have this power couple in aprons. Well, there's no need to flap when it comes to making these elite cheesy corn flapjacks. And to celebrate World Bacon Day this Saturday, we're adding some scrumptious bacon. It's an easy recipe that will quickly become a family favorite. For lunch, supper, and breakfast. Now, I'm all about changing things around when it comes to the kitchen. Having breakfast for dinner, is that something that you love too?
I love it.
If it's French toast or flapjacks,
Yeah.
he's all for it at dinner time as well.
Yeah, you know, being able to play with that sweet and savory flavor is just iconic to me. So I'll be leading you as to how I like to whip up my flapjacks and make sure that they are just topped off with the eliteness of clover cheese. So on your side, Rolene, I'm going to start from your side and then work all the way to the end. You've got the wet ingredients. You've got 2 eggs there. You've got some milk. You've got water. You've also got some oil. So I'm going to ask you just to put that all in that mixing bowl. Mix that up for me. When you're done, you're going to be passing it to my station. And on my station, I've just got some flour, baking powder, some sugar. I love some brown sugar, especially in any kind of flapjack recipe. And I also have a pinch of salt. I'm going to be mixing that all in together with your wet ingredients to create the batter of our flapjacks. And on your side, Mr. Man, he made it so difficult for us to give him any kind of task in the kitchen. But we've got something so easy for you. You're going to be frying up the bacon and the sweet
Let me do it.
So we've already got this on. And tell us, what kind of strategy are you going to be putting in place there?
No, they taught
Just
me
get it
exactly. Put it in and look like you're busy. That's
Fake it till you make it.
I'm here for it. So is this just essentially what things look like in your household, Rolene?
So usually my husband will be sitting with me or keeping the children busy while I'm in the kitchen. So this is not what it usually is like. But one thing that we are really fond of is quality time around food. And I think that's also an opportunity where you get to spend time with your children while cooking and spend time with one another and teach them, you know, what healthy eating is, etc., etc. So we love eating and cooking. I love cooking. So.
And you know, at the end of the day, it's all about keeping things versatile and flexible in the kitchen. So as Mr. Man, who is just eating all of the delicious treats that Mommy makes in the kitchen, how important is a versatile menu? Having something different every day?
Well, Rolene is really, she's amazing in the kitchen. I mean, she surprises me all the time, but she's big into healthy meals. And whatever she gives me, I eat it. So yeah.
He's very easy to live with. When it comes to business, he knows, you know, he has these boundaries, but when it comes to living with him, he's such an easy person to live with. Aww. So I'm very grateful for him.
Listen, these two are just oozing couple goals right now. I really do feel like the third wheel, but it's okay because we're going to just be making delicious food to accompany us at the end of the day. So you've already whipped up your wet ingredients. Love that. My dry ingredients is already sifted through, and I'm just going to start pouring that all together. How's it looking there on the bacon station?
Wonderful. They're coming along nicely.
I think you'll be able to do that at home.
Let's not push it.
How do you like your bacon? How do you normally like your bacon? Do you like it crispy or do you like it just, you know, medium?
Yeah, between the two. Yeah.
I also do love it. So I think it's safe to say you can put that bacon aside in your separate container. Look, this essentially will mix all the way together, Mzansi, and it'll come out looking like this. This is the consistency we need. But before, or rather as I am, because time is running out, as I'm just making sure that my pan is nicely oiled with some butter, I'm just going to put a little bit of butter in there. I love the fact, Rolene, that you are using some clover cheese, and we're going to be topping off our incredible dish with that clover cheese. Now, we are using clover Gouda cheese, but if you want a more pronounced flavor, then you can also use clover cheddar cheese, and this will also just help elevate that meal in such a perfect way, because we're serving you nothing but elite quality, elite taste, and elite texture. Boom. Now on your side, you're ready. Oh, I see that you also have done something that I love in the kitchen when at Daniel. What you have done is you haven't washed off or cleaned off your bacon pan. You've just added the sweet corn right in there. Now,
For the flavor.
You see, look at your man learning. It's for the flavor. We want to make sure.
And I turned off the pan before I put it in.
Yeah, because it was already getting a bit hot in the kitchen. You're keeping your eye on the prize. Look, I definitely think it would be a shame if you don't continue doing this in your own household.
It would be, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You've already
you.
got some of that beautiful greens. Now, I'm going to ask you, I think those are already ready. Start assembling. At the end of the day, these are going to just be, you know, I like 5 minutes on each side, making sure that it's nice and golden brown. And then at the end of the day, the flapjacks, once completely cooked through, through. They're going to be looking like that at the end, Daniel, and you have got the incredible task of making this look pretty.
Awesome. Thank you. Let me try my best.
It's just like building blocks with the kids. It's just one block on top of the other. You can do that. Well done.
You see, no real brain surgery here. I think that what you do with risk analysis at work is so much more difficult. I love the fact that he's using like this little... Okay, whilst you're finishing off that masterpiece, to get this recipe, head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
I think Rolene's day is made. Is that safe to say?
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Very proud of you, Daniel. A round of applause. But your cooking skills are not done. Because we're still going to be cooking a lot more with you. I mean, every family has their own biryani recipe. So coming up, we're excited to be joined by our amazing chef, Chef Dumi, who'll be showing us a spiced vegetable biryani recipe that is sure to become a family favorite.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to The Loft. If I had to ask you what your dream car is, chances you could name me like 3 cars in a flash. But what if I asked you when and how you would insure that dream car? You'd probably have to take a second to think about it. And honestly, I don't blame you. But starting today, we're educating ourselves on making sure that we're prepared for the moment those keys are in our hands. Owning your dream car is the best feeling in the world. And while giving your baby the ultimate valet every now and again is part of the car's self-care routine, having a rock-solid car insurance is a crucial part of the deal as well. So today I'm meeting up with the Standard Bank team to ask the right questions to make sure that you drive off into the sunset with peace of mind. Priggy, if you're anything like me, your car's so valuable to you, you even have a name for her. So please may you help me understand the different car insurance and options on the market.
There's many options in the market today. From a simple policy that covers you if you are held liable for damage to someone else's vehicle or property, this we call third-party cover. You can also get a fully comprehensive car insurance policy that many banks will require if your vehicle is financed. This covers a range of events from accidents to theft, also covers you for sasria, that covers riots and public unrest. You can also extend your vehicle insurance policy to include benefits like car hire or having a zero excess when you claim. You truly can tailor the policy for the needs.
I can only imagine how things have evolved over time. So how has taking out insurance changed over the years?
Well, there's a great story to be told there, Palisa. The insurance industry has come a long way in the last 10 or 20 years. Initially or traditionally, insurance was sold through financial advisors or brokers. Then came the call centers and made insurance more accessible to customers. We now find ourselves selling insurance on the web, through apps and even through chatbots. It's really made insurance really accessible for our customers.
Quite naturally, the next question on my mind is, do I only see the value of insurance when it's time to claim?
Not at all, Palisa. Many insurance policies come with a roadside or home assistance benefit, which will help you in emergencies like a burst pipe or being stuck on the side of the road. You may also get legal or medical advice, and in some policies you may also have an optional cashback benefit. So you will not only see benefit from your policy when you have to claim.
Before you cruise off into the sunset, make sure you touch base with the team at Standard Bank to get the right car insurance for you and your wheels. They're only a click or a dial away.
Get an insurance quote for your home or car and stand a chance to win one of 8 Samsung Galaxy S21 phones plus 100 gigs of Standard Bank mobile data for a year. To enter, SMS the keyword motor to 31492 to get a call back and quote, and you could be a winner.
Biryani is a classic South African dish with many family biryani recipes being handed down from generation to generation, and everyone has their own favorite biryani. Today we are making a special spiced biryani vegetable dish with a serving of Clover classic dairy snack. I don't know if you guys are fans of biryani by any chance.
I like any food.
You like any food? You're just like me. You, Daniel?
If
I like any food that Rolene makes.
Okay, well, it's going to be quite a hard act to follow after Rolene's beautiful flapjack. So I'm going to get started with our dish. What I've got you doing, since you did so well in our first recipe, is I'll have you making the rice for us. And instead of making it as one dish this time, we're doing it separately because we want to sort of layer the biryani. So all you do is be making up the rice for us. We've got some rice, some brown red lentils, some spices there as well. If you want to change up the spices, obviously we're more than welcome to do that. And then Rolene, you and I are making the actual veg part of our spiced vegetable biryani. So I'm going to ask you just to get started with chopping up the carrots and baby marrow for me. And then I'm going to, in essence, put together what we're all making here by cooking the dish for us. And to start it off, I've got some oil that's going into the pot. You can actually go in with your water as well. I know most people enjoy biryani either as a chicken or meat dish, but we're doing vegetables. Do you think vegetables feature a lot in your cooking, Rolene?
I like changing things up. Daniel always likes a little bit of meat in his recipes,
Okay.
so I always ensure that there's something meaty for him, even though I might only eat the vegetables.
Okay.
But I always like, when I make a vegetable meaty dish, I always try to hide all of the vegetables in between for my 3 boys. But yeah, we love eating healthy. I love cooking, so.
And I think a lot of people nowadays are looking to eat a lot more healthier. I mean, with the COVID and all of that, people are looking at ways to try and make their dishes go a long way, which is what we've done here with our dish, because it is a vegetable biryani, but it uses a lot of ingredients that you'd normally find in your home. Like we've got carrots, we've got potatoes, and not only is it a flavorful dish, it also is quite economical. You know?
Yes, I think that's the key, to be able to save while you're making healthy food for your family. That is a win-win scenario.
Awesome stuff. And to pair this beautiful biryani, and I know a lot of people like to use sambals and stuff like that, we're also going to be adding a bit of our Clover Classic Dairy Snack, because we want to, in essence, cool down your tongue after you've had those beautiful spices. So into this dish, we're going to be dolloping a nice, generous serving of our Clover Classic Dairy Snack. And I don't know if you know this, Rolene, but it is, in essence, made with Clover's unique recipe, giving you a nice, creamy and indulgent dairy snack. And because you've mentioned that you cook a lot for your family, it is so convenient because it comes in different sizes. Yesterday, we're using the 1 kg pack, but it also comes in a 500-gram pack. It comes in 175-gram packs, and it also comes in a 6-pack of 100-gram packs. And I think for someone like you who's not always in the kitchen, having a little snack every now and then would be convenient, right?
Definitely.
How far are you with that? I see you've started stirring away on the rice.
I'm sure you'll tell me when it's ready.
Well, all you've done, if you're wondering, South Africa, Daniel's just added our rice into our pot there. You've got some rice, you've got some of the brown lentils. We've also got the spices that we added in there, which is the turmeric and the cumin. You can also go in and add that cinnamon stick, because as the rice cooks, that cinnamon releases all that beautiful flavor, making it nice.
I've never done that before.
You should definitely try it, because it actually flavors your rice in a way that makes sure that even though you're going to take the cinnamon stick out, that flavor still stays in your rice. And so what I'm going to do now, I've started with our onions and our green pepper. I'm adding our spices here, which right now I've just added some curry powder. Normally people would want to grind out their coriander, but I like to add it whole.
It tastes a bit like biltong.
I know.
Every now and then, a little taste of biltong coming through.
I know exactly what you're saying. And into there, as with most biryanis, I'm adding our trio, which is we've got some onions, we've got some ginger, and I'm adding some garlic as well. And something, because we're talking about budget-friendly recipes, I've added a biryani mix, which is a mixture of spices that in essence, instead of having to have a pantry full of ingredients, I've just used one and sort of covered that station in terms of the ingredients we need. And then into this now, I'm going in with our grated, or rather chopped tomatoes.
Yes.
This will be the liquid that binds everything else together.
Okay.
And then lastly is going to be our peas, but as you know, I want to add these at the very end because I want to make sure that this mixture cooks down. Daniel, you've done pretty well. I see that it's coming together. Now that you've seen how well he can do in the kitchen, I'd like to think you want to incorporate him more.
Definitely. We'll see how far I can push it. He mentioned that I can't push it too far, but I mean, yeah, he's doing really well.
Awesome.
I think the biggest problem was I didn't trust him in the kitchen. Not that he couldn't do it. So, yeah.
Well, on that point then, since you've mentioned how he's done so well, you decided to, or rather you plated the final dish for us. And I've got the ingredients here. I think I'm going to just pass it on to you as well to plate the final dish for us now again.
Let's try.
Let's try, of course, let's do it. Okay, so in essence, once the rice is cooked, this is how it's going to look. You're going to have our rice and our lentils cooked down, and then you can make that as the base. If you want to, you can even just layer it up for us, and then you'll add the veggies to that as well. You can actually start plating it up on this beautiful dish over here. While you're doing that, Danielle, I just want to mention as well to South Africa that this beautiful Clover Classic Dairy Snack that we're using here is a great source of 10 vitamins. So yes, we're putting you hard at work on this recipe, but it is also good to know that you're incorporating so many nutrients into your dishes whenever you're using this Clover Classic Dairy Snack. This is such an easy recipe, such a simple recipe. I'm just going to add our beautiful Clover Classic Dairy Snack, a nice generous dollop at the very top. And South Africa, if you want to get your hands on this amazing recipe, all you need to do is go on to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full ingredient list.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
I think we need to give you kudos, Daniel. Very well done on that. But when we come back, we're going to be elevating a budget-friendly creativity as we whip up burgers made with beef and rice served with monkey gland sauce.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where Tumi, we have got one of the first families of South Africa helping us put together budget-friendly meals.
Yes, Palisa, and I'm looking forward to making this recipe with them, actually.
Yeah, I love it. They've been doing a sterling job throughout the show. But now, we're about to make sure if they are the real deal. I mean, we've been forced to think outside of the box when preparing meals for our families lately. And that means making the most of all of our ingredients. Now, this is why our next recipe is perfect. It combines convenience, sophistication, and cost-effectiveness in one dish. I'm talking about our heavenly beef rice patties with monkey gland sauce that is just filling and penny-saving too. So, Tumi, I'm all about keeping things economical in the kitchen, but also not skimping out on taste.
Definitely, Palisa, and this is why I love this dish. I love the fact that we're taking some of our favorites. For me, I say our because I know I love me a good burger. So we're taking a burger and then we're flipping it on its head because we're not just making a tasty burger. We're making it go a long way. We're adding rice into the actual patty.
Yum.
So to start it off, Palisa, I'm going to make the actual filling that's going to go into our patty. I've got some eggs in here. I'm going to whisk them up with some milk. And to this, I'm also going to add my Worcestershire... that thing. into
We know
our
what you're
meat.
mentioning.
You know exactly what I mean. Some salt and pepper and a bit of ginger. Then we're going to add our beef mince, some rice and some onions, and then form our patties for the beef burgers.
Love that, Dumi. I love the fact here that you are using some delicious Excella rice to accompany my Excella oil. Now, what I love about this oil, I've put quite a generous amount in the pan as it's going to help me cook through my delicious sauce here that Dumi has me making. But this oil is light, clear, odorless, and it is also suitable for frying, grilling, baking, and just so much more. Another part about this oil that I just love, Rolene and Deneen, is that at the end of the day, it's got this beautiful neutral taste almost. So it doesn't matter what other ingredients or flavors you're adding, it does not kind of dilute it, but instead it amplifies that flavor, meaning delicious every time.
Definitely, Palisa. I see, Rolene, you already started on the lettuce for us, because any burger, no burger is complete without that layering of the, you know, the lettuce and then the tomato.
Bit of crunch.
That crunch, you know, that freshness, which is what you're all about. You've just mentioned about how you're very much on the health conscious side. So I feel like the best way to make a burger much lighter is adding some of those ingredients to it. So to make our patties, Palisa, I'm going to be adding our Excella rice, which you just mentioned right now. And the one thing I love about Excella rice is that it goes a long way, Palisa. 1 cup of Excella rice gives you 2 cups. It cooks fluffy and white every time, Rolene. Every time I've used it, I've never been disappointed. And I love the fact that I can incorporate it into any dish because of the fact that it's of its beautiful light flavor, its nutty flavor. It actually is perfect for any type of family. So, Daniel, I see you've also started with the buns there. How are you looking there?
I'm done.
Okay.
For you, Chef Dumi, I'm done.
Awesome stuff. Palisa, as you can see, I've started mixing together now. I've added the mince and our Excella rice, which is cooked perfectly. I normally do suggest, if you're going to be making such type of a dish, cook the rice a little bit underdone, because what you want is you want that nuttiness of it. And as it fries on the griddle pan, it's going to get nice and crunchy, so giving you that bit of texture as it cooks through.
Beautiful. And on my side, I'm quite well on my way to creating this delicious sauce. I've added some of that tomato puree. I've added some brown sugar, still keeping that trend, making sure that the sugar almost tries to cancel out the acidity of that tomato. I've also added some Tabasco sauce. I love a little bit of a kick, a little chilliness in it. I've added some vinegar. In goes the Worcester sauce again. Dumi, you also have it on your side.
Yes.
Added it also on my side. Dumi, I also see you've given me some chutney, some garlic, just a whole lot of more South African flavors.
This is because we're making a monkey gland sauce. Daniel, can I ask you to pass me that parsley as well?
Definitely.
We're making a monkey gland sauce, and this is what makes it so unique. All these ingredients that we've added to it, the chutney, the Tabasco sauce, the Worcestershire sauce, the tomato sauce, all of that makes the monkey gland sauce so unique because of the flavors that we have. And I know a lot of companies have even bottled it.
Yeah.
And it's become somewhat of a trademark here in South Africa as well. So I'm going to start forming these patties, Palisa. This is where we get
This
involved.
is where the kids come in.
Yes, I'm loving it.
They love the dirty work.
They do. They definitely do. Bali, can I ask you just to add a bit of our oil for me there, so just so I can cook and fry our beautiful patties? Do you want to help me? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
just-
happy to do this. I mean, as we are
Take off my
creating
rings.
this beautiful family-friendly meal, I have to find out from you, Daniel, saying it to Danielle. Daniel, when it comes to takeaways, I do love a good takeaway, but also I know Rolene is all about the healthy lifestyle. So is a recipe like this something that you can see being incorporated into your household?
Definitely. While Chef Dumi was talking now, I was just looking forward to tasting it. That's the thing. I was just like, yo.
And when he's hungry, he wants to eat now. So
Yeah. I think he sounds like so many men in our household. There's just no patience, all about eating now. And Dumi, this brings me to my next question. We did something very different with these patties by adding rice. I can only imagine how much more filling it is, especially for those kids that are playing sports. But why the addition of rice?
The addition of rice, Palisa, is not only just for that nuttiness and that flavor that's in it, but because it makes your dish go a long way, you know? If you don't have too much of the mince, adding the rice to it makes sure that it's a bulkier dish, and it is still as nutritious. In fact, maybe we can start assembling our burgers here. So I don't know if you want to just pass me those burger buns there. Rolene, you've done a great job with slicing up our tomato for us.
Yeah.
And Do you think there's a formula with you know, layering a burger?
I think whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, I always start with the lettuce first.
Perfect.
Freshness at the bottom.
Right.
And then some tomatoes.
Beautiful. It seems as if teamwork is what makes the dream work. This is a factory line from one station to another. I mean, Rolene, is this something very similar that we can see not only within your business but at home? How do you balance the two?
I think for us the most important thing is that children know that each one plays a role, and they feel confident in the fact that they also play a role. So I always try to include them in making food, and then one day they will be happy to help their wives cook as well, like Daniel is doing now. I'm very excited about that.
I love it. This is a recipe for success. Now, no more takeout for me. And if you are picking up what I'm putting down, then head over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full recipe and ingredients list to this tasty, tasty dish. With rice being added to these patties, how soon or how late do we flip it over?
You don't actually have to worry about that because all you want to make sure of is that you get that beautiful char. They hold together very well.
I love that. Now, couple, does anyone have a sweet tooth amongst you?
Who doesn't?
Guilty. Guilty as charged.
That is what I like to hear. So you're going to want to pay attention because coming up, Chef Dumi is connecting with our favorite master chocolatier, Dimo Samantos, for a downright delectable dessert pairing.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Lindt Excellence chocolate is the finest chocolate in the world, and Dumi was treated to a Lindt Excellence dessert pairing with master chocolatier Dimo Samantos at Lindt Studios. Let's see what she tasted.
studio's master chocolatier, Dimo Samatos, will be guiding me through a Lindt Excellence dessert pairing. Yes, you heard correctly. I died and went to chocolate heaven. These desserts look beautiful and they look utterly scrumptious.
Yeah, so we've prepared 6 varieties, all kind of different, some hot, some cold, some room temperature, all working with the Lindt Excellence flavors.
Take me through it. What exactly do we need to start?
We're going to be starting off with the chocolate fondant. So this is made with our mint intense. We're going to take a milk chocolate Lindt disc. So this is a very fine spread milk chocolate. Kind of put a little bit of our cremosa syrup, soft cream, fresh raspberries, and then of course proverbial mint. So as you break into it, it should ooze out and you should have this nice decadent dessert.
That mint, I can definitely taste it.
And the nice thing about the mint intense, you know, Lindt's got a very unique spearmint kind of flavoring to the mint. So that's very fresh and it comes through in baked goods. So to me, we're going to be doing honey and almond creme brulee. So we've used the new honey and almond excellence. This particular flavor has flaked caramelized almonds and flavored with honey. So it'll come through in the actual creme brulee quite nicely. We're going to add, just for a bit of fun, we're going to put a white chocolate spuma over the top.
For those who don't know, spuma is a fancy name for whipped cream.
Some flaked almonds just to work with the honey and almond. Some edible daisies. Chocolate spaghetti. So this is something just to add a little bit of texture in chocolate and a bit of wow.
I'm finding it hard to enjoy because it's just beautiful watching and looking at these.
You can see it's nice and smooth, but you're still picking up a bit of the texture from the honey and almond.
As well as the sugar on the top, and I have to try the spaghetti because it wouldn't be
super delicate.
Melt in your
Al
mouth.
dente.
You're so smooth.
We've got our chocolate souffle made with our 70% cacao. So this is going to deliver real chocolate intensity, but because the recipe's also got a bit of sugar in it, it's going to balance it out quite nicely.
Okay.
The last little thing is we're just going to put a milk chocolate shaving there with a little bit of pistachio, and she's all yours to enjoy. You're going to find that it's quite a comfortable temperature to enjoy it.
What I'm loving is the fact that none of these are overly sweet, and that's the thing with desserts, that to get it right, you want it to be just sweet enough, but not overly sweet. And here, the star ingredient, which is the chocolate, is exactly what I'm getting.
Right, so the next one is one of my favorites. So Excellence Roasted Hazelnut. The nice thing about this is that we've got a dark chocolate base with about 47% cocoa content. So it's dark but still quite sweet. And then blended through it is small pieces of roasted hazelnut. And we've tried to replicate that now as a dessert, chocolate mousse, and some roasted hazelnut nibs and some chocolate garnish.
Hazelnut.
Enjoy. Very nice. Nice and smooth.
I'm definitely getting that roasted hazelnut in the actual mousse. And then the addition of the roasted hazelnut on top as well. It's quite fluffy and airy. It's not heavy at all. And this one here, salted caramel.
Caramel with a touch of sea salt. And as you can see, we've got some on this actual chocolate garnish there. We've got a bit of caramel sauce there that you can plate up for me. So you can just apply a little bit of heat over the top. So you're definitely going to get that salt coming through, even though it's been blended into the recipe now. But
when you say a touch of sea salt, I can definitely taste it.
Yeah.
It's not overpowering, but you're tasting the smoothness of the chocolate. I mean, that's what I can't get enough of. Just that beautiful smoothness of it, all-round mouthfeel.
So this is now going really to our top end, our high cocoa content, 85. So you're going to pipe the fresh cream, put the chocolate flakes.
Okay.
There's cocoa nib there, just to intensify the cocoa flavor and a bit of texture.
Okay.
And then you can give it a little dusting of icing sugar.
It's divine. It's beautiful. I love how the cream just balances it all out, but then the texture of those coconut nibs is definitely necessary. The flavor's amazing. I think I'm the winner here because I got to taste 6 different desserts and I still have a lot of space. So maybe we can go back to the beginning again.
Sure. You want to start again?
This is something that everyone should experience, which is why Lindt is giving you the chance to win one of 2 Excellence hampers to the value of 1,000 Rand. To enter, head over to our Afternoon Express Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and let us know what is your favorite Lindt Excellence flavor to pair with your cup of tea. 70%, 85%, orange, mint or sea salt. Remember to include the hashtag Lindt Excellence. Competition closes Monday, 6 September 2021 at noon. T's and C's can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Lindt Excellence. Refined chocolate pleasure. Lindt Master Swiss Chocolatiers.
Finally, the aprons are off and it's time for us to eat. Now, Dumi, you've made sure that we've kept it budget-friendly for the entire family when it comes to today's menu. So can you remind us what we cooked?
Definitely, Balissa. So we've got delicious flapjacks that we started off. Well done, Mr. D over there. We then followed it up, Balissa, with a beautifully spiced vegetable biryani that has all these beautiful aromas and flavors of India, for me, I'd like to think. And then we've also got these beautiful, reasonably priced and very economical burgers that we're serving with the monkey gland sauce, Balissa. And like you always say, I think it's time to dig in.
Let's get eating.
Let's eat.
Very exciting to taste everything on the menu today because we've got a little bit of everything. We spoke about having breakfast for lunch, dinner, and possibly dessert, depending on how sweet you keep the breakfast. And also here, we've got like what's traditionally a takeout, something that's normally, you know, takeout friendly, like a burger, but we've added rice to the patty. So I'm looking forward to tasting all of that, which leads me to our question that we've been asking social media. Now, Rolene, Daniel, and Dumi, please let me know, if I were to hand out 200 Rand, 200 Rand, 200 Rand, and you needed to feed the family, what would you make?
I would make a healthy spaghetti bolognese, so where I have mince, and then I'd grate some carrots and sweet potato in. It's nice and sweet and healthy, and then with either zucchini spaghetti or regular spaghetti. So that's what I would make, and the boys love that.
I like the addition of sweet potato, though.
Yes, it's really good.
Everything sounds very delicious. Daniel, would you be safer to rate everyone's meals, or would you be safer to kind of give us what you would make?
I think since my skills are quite limited, I'd probably just get some fruit, veggies, and make a nice smoothie. Because that's not too difficult, and I found that fruit and vegetables, you can actually go quite a long way with that.
I like that. He thought outside the box to me by saying, no, instead you'd make a smoothie.
I think that's very, very, very clever. I think you take the cup, because if I was to think of something, it's just my son and I. So I'd probably think of mac and cheese, because he loves that, and I'd just pack in as many veggies as I can. But like I said before, I'd probably spend 100 Rand on that and then take the other 100 Rand and pocket it.
Save it.
It's all about saving. And speaking of, this food is delicious. Just a little Bluetooth high five, Daniel. Your flapjacks are amazing. I love the sweetness. I love the savory flavors also coming through, and the cheese girl grated to perfection. And I love the fact that we use gouda. And I'm kidding. The flapjacks are delicious, Rolene.
I'm enjoying this biryani, Palasa. It's beautifully flavored. The spices there. The veggies are still very nice and crunchy, making sure that we still maintain all of those nutrients, even though it's such an economical dish.
I love that. And how is that vegetable biryani?
It's really good. I love the flavors. I'm someone who loves a lot of flavors, so I know if I taste it and it tastes bland to me, it will be fine for the other people. Yeah, so I like adding all of the flavor, and I love this dish. Really love it.
Rolene, you sound like myself. I'm always like, just add more flavor, add more flavor. But Daniel, as we do get back to just that intensive breakthrough seminar that you've got up your sleeve, it seems as if you and your wife came together, collaborated on something that is definitely necessary right now. So please remind us all the details about it and what we can expect.
Rolene, over to you.
The spokesperson.
Yeah, so just to sum it up, I think the Breakthrough Intensive is for anyone who is in need of a breakthrough in their lives. If you're not sure, you feel stuck where you are, you're not sure what the next step is to take, whether it's with your health or your business or your career or your life purpose, I think the Breakthrough Intensive is for you. You're going to have an immersive experience, life-changing experience, hopefully, and we're looking forward to pour our hearts and souls into that and share every little bit of everything, knowledge and everything that we have with everyone at the Breakthrough Intensive.
Beautiful. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to getting all of those beautiful stories, and hopefully you do share, if you are on social media and you do happen to attend. That burger, 10 out of 10, you can just use your fingers.
12.
12, yes! Thank you so much, Dumi. Thank you always for just making sure that our menu today is just a 10 out of 10 or 12 out of 10. And thank you so much for joining us, you two.
Thank you for having us.
Definitely a pleasure. Now beef up your budgets with this week's cost-friendly meals. If you've missed any of the steps, revise with our repeats at 8:30 on Saturday mornings right here on S3. But until next week, Tuesday and Thursday, we are going to be coming together at 5:30 because it's going to be time for all the dessert lovers to unite as we focus on all things baking. So until then, Mzansi, good night, stay safe and happy eating. Goodbye. Here's to the season of sunny breakfasts, healthy lunch breaks in the great outdoors, and romantic sunset dinners. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.